who's available in midfield?
We have available, Santi, we're going to do probably a final test tomorrow with him. Obviously, Ibarra is suspended, Rossetto is available, Gianni is available, Thiago is available, Tyler Wolf is available. Matchup Chol that has been playing also a little bit as a 10/8. So yeah.
Is Gigi 90 minutes fit?
I don't know. I don't think so, but we have to see how he responds to the last couple sessions. We want to be smart on how we use him and how we progress him into full 90 minutes fit for sure.
Was Franco in a single pivot against Chicago?
Frank with the single pivot in different phases, yes. In some phases of the game, yes, he was single pivot.
Is there any kind of concern that if fullbacks pushing up and kind of some empty space behind them, that maybe there's a lack of mobility in that single pivot that has caused the defense to struggle a little bit? It seems like a lot of ground to cover for Franco or Sosa or whoever's kind of the deepest back as a midfielder.
Yeah. It can be. I think one thing we didn't do was pushing too often the two fullbacks at the same time. So we wanted more established wingers. So Derek on the left and then Luis on the right. So then occupying the pockets of space with Thiago and Rossetto. So, but in different phases and rotations, we were putting also Rossetto next to Ibarra and also defensively covering a little bit of that. But it was a point of emphasis this week about how we can build better, whether it's with the two center backs against 1-9, 1-10, and then it's a 3v2, two center backs to 6 solo against 9 and 10. It's a 3v2 and how we can progress the ball from there. But we're exploring other possibilities on how to build and disrupt that first line of pressure. Depends of the opponent. I would say sometimes it's better with a single pivot, sometimes it's better double pivot, but we use both. Depends of the situation of the game.
What do you look for as far as tendencies go to decide whether or not you go single pivot or double pivot?
Well, it depends of what I have available, right? So it depends, differences between Ibarra and Santi, differences between Rossetto, Gianni, Omar, and I can use different players for different situations. So it depends because they are different in many ways. So I have to pick the best pair, and probably that's the challenge, how to pick the best pair and how to have sustainable pairing, playing constantly so then we can get some momentum with that understanding on that pair. Something that I felt that at the beginning of the season we had with Ibarra and Amar, and then at some point with the injuries, suspensions and all these, it was broken. So I think something that was working very well, it was that double pivot and at times one, at times, Amar was more of an 8-10 and then coming back to be double pivot, at times false fullback, and at some point the characteristics of Rossetto are different. So it's again, depends on what I have available. I can use different ways to use them.
Atlanta's given up the second most goals in the league this year. What are y'all doing to correct it, and how much of a concern actually is it?
Yeah, of course we're trying to correct it. It's kind of pretty obvious, no? Because the other side is we are the best team in scoring goals. So it's two sides of the story where we want actually to improve our attacking. We want to create better quality chances. That's always in the process on how we can get better spaces in the final third. And I think the main part is, to me, how we can be protected in transition moments when we are attacking, and that's the balance we are trying to get. It's not like we want to now to focus on defending more and attack less. It's not the case. It's want to continue with attacking, but the balance of the team, and that depends on the counter measurements or the active defending. The communication, the awareness of who's the most important player for them in transition. Should we be tighter on him? Should I drop a couple yards and just wait for the long ball because they're going to play long? So stuff like that, more awareness in that phase. And then once we are in the lower block at times, I feel like we just need to be better defenders, blocking crosses, blocking shots and stuff like that. So obviously working continuously on that. That was a point of emphasis in the film, point of emphasis in one of the sessions in this week. And we're always looking to improve in those areas, yes.
Who's Orlando's most important player in transition?
All of them. I think you have obviously Facundo Torres, who can receive in the pockets, have some skills to receive, turn, and go at people. Obviously Angulo on the flank, he's pretty good, has a lot of pace. So they have good players. Pereira, if he plays, I mean, he's more of a cerebral number 10 that is normally his decision making on when to go, when to keep possession is pretty good. And then obviously the number 9, Cara, that is very good in the transition. At times he's the first point of contact, and from there he shields the ball for someone else, and he's very good on that. They actually look for him in their build-up a lot in the play from the goal kick, and so they have certain tendencies, and we just need to play our normal game where we try to be good in possession, attack in the final third, try to expose them in certain areas that we already highlighted, and then be good in the transition moments. I mean, with that saying, I think Orlando is a very good team. I really like the way they build with backline of 3, shifting over the left back as a center back on the left, and then the other 2 playing as the other 3 center backs, and then double pivot in the middle with 2 guys in the pockets, a winger coming in the pocket, right back going higher as a winger almost. Now they lost their right back with the national team so now who are they going to place there? They're going to play the same, but that strategy with the back 3 is pretty good. At times one of the midfielders going outside almost to do a back 4, so they have a lot of things that are very good in their build-up that we have to respect. We already watched the film, we work on that, but then on the other side of the ball is, can we have more control than them on the ball? Can we dictate the tempo? Can we dictate the possession? Can we be on the front foot? Can we be proactive? Territorial dominance, all the things that we are. Can we show that well on Saturday's night? That's a question.
As you had a chance to look back at the film from Chicago, what were the big issues that jumped out, both from a positive and a negative?
I think from a little bit of a negative is a little bit passive build-up. I think was too slow. We watched that. So how we can occupy better the spaces, what are the initial positions, where were the gaps, where were the passing lanes to break the midfield line, the counter movements, the timing of our runs in behind. It's not like we are not running behind, we're actually running behind, but the timing of those runs are probably 1 second earlier. We're too rushed to make those decisions. I felt that we create good quality chances, a couple in the first half, especially Thiago's cut back that he was in the penalty spot. A couple in the second half also very good. One at the end with Giacomakis in the 3-3, the post from Thiago, so plus the goal. So we create some good chances. I would say that the other part was the defending. We highlight the defending, the awareness, the recovery runs from us, and the mentality in managing moments of the game. So those were the things. I think we attack well. We have to work a little bit more in how we can protect ourselves in certain moments to not be exposed in the defense phase.
What are the options you're considering on the wing with Araujo suspended?
Well, we have a few. Obviously, we have matchup. We have Tyler. We have Brooks Lennon, and then Ronald as right back. Aiden has been playing there. So we have a few options there. We're still evaluating what's the best one for Saturday. We'll see.
You mentioned awareness and defensively specifically. How is that corrected? What are the steps to do that? Is it activities? Is it video? Is it a little bit of everything?
Film, training, talking, communication, promoting communication among the players, among the unit. So we watch the film, we show the specific actions that we need to do better in that awareness. We train a very good session yesterday on, in different situations, how we can adjust, how we can be aware of the situation and react quickly. That preventive movements, so we're not that reactive, but in the transition moments, can we identify exactly what is the situation, whether it's attacking or defending? So should I have should I sprint back and be goal-sided? Should I can see that we're going to steal the ball and maybe I can be in an attacking position, so I stay a little bit half and half. Once we regain the ball, do we go fully into counter-attack because we have probabilities to score a goal, or it's better just to keep the ball because we've been chasing the ball for too long, and then now we need a little bit of composure on the ball and come back to control of the game. So those are the decision-making, the awareness of the situations and management of the game, minutes of the game, red cards, all that situations. We need to understand that better. That's experience, that's leadership, that's many things. But obviously we try to coach our players to understand those situations on the field.
Did you have any instructions to the team in those kind of chaotic moments late when Chicago throws on a bunch of attackers and it's not really a shape, really, it's just getting numbers forward? Did you have the back line organized the way you wanted it?
Yes, I felt that we didn't want to go to a back five because we felt we were, controlling that situation well. It was for me more, again, are we good enough to go out and block the crosses, to understand, okay, Shaqiri is their best player, who's just closer to him, and then this guy, the only touch he gets is just backwards, and he cannot progress the ball. Like a bit of that understanding on that, I think that's what we can improve on, understanding the situations, blocking crosses, blocking shots, don't allowing the long switches to punish shots, throwings, reactions in throwings. The second goal comes out of a throwing. So little things like that we highlighted in the film. We talk, players talk, they know, and then we train it. So I think that's the process we follow, and hopefully we see an improvement for this Saturday.
You talked about the timing of the runs.
Yes.
And missing some of those. What have you thought of Derek's runs in behind, and kind of the timing of those? And is the team finding him enough on those runs, you think?
No, we're not finding him enough. Yes, I think that at times we are not finding him where he runs very well, but at times obviously the timing and the angle we were working on, what is the right distance between him and the right back. So the right back is in line with this far post. Should he have been on the touchline? It's almost 30, 40 yards from that. Is that good enough? No, maybe not. So what's the right distance? It's 10 yards, 12 yards. So we're talking about that. Today, at times, he's in the interval, center back, full back, and then when we switch upon the attack, there's no one there. That's where Andrew has to overlap, and then we start to have the two fullbacks higher on the field. So little things like his positioning, so he can attack the far post if we penetrate on the right side, but if we come back, he can still open up, and maybe from that movement in behind, backwards towards the touch line, then maybe he can re-attack the premises zone or running behind, but in the right timing. It's almost like at times we're 1 second away from the pass and the movement properly connected. So we show that in the film. We talk to them. It's not the only one. I mean, Brooks, Luis, Giacomakis. I mean, the goal was a perfect timing, almost in line. Like, it was pretty good. So those are the things that you can improve by watching film, talking the situation, but more than anything, expose them in training sessions to those movements. Good. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.